Go right ahead. Okay, this Board Park Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, January 5th, 2016 is in session. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Okay, please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers?
Here.
Mr. Fox?
Here.
Mrs. Pierce?
Here.
Okay, the first thing to come before this commission is the welcome of Mr. Fox. You have been sworn in, right, Levi?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome. You're taking the position of Stan Phillips, who has been here for, I think, 11 years. And he is planning on going outside the jurisdiction, and that's why he is having to leave the board. But we thought that you'd be a real good addition to the board, and we thank you for volunteering.
Thank you.
So, good. Okay, we have the minutes before us for our December 1st meeting. They have been disseminated to all the members. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
And Levi, you weren't here, so I'll second the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they are accepted. Okay. The next matter to come before the commission is the reorganization that happens every January for the commission. In the past, I've been president of the commission. Becky has been secretary. Stan had been vice president. Okay. Is everybody okay with those roles? If so, I would entertain a motion to go ahead and have that slate of officers acknowledged, nominated, and approved. So myself would be president, Becky would be secretary, and Levi would be vice president. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? It is adopted. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, reports. Mr. Drake, Happy New Year to you.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Okay. Now, Levi, as of what has happened, I've asked the powers to be over here, the three stooges, as it were, to go ahead and give us their written reports, okay, in advance of the meeting, and they become part of our minutes. And then we have the opportunity, because we get our minutes in advance, to go ahead and review those reports, ask any questions we may want to ask them at these meetings, and then they're given a time to supplement those reports today. So, Mr. Drake, do you have anything you want to add to your written report?
I would just add, we did have a Duke Park expansion concept plan meeting last week, and I did forward your comments that you wanted stated. We sent those requests back to MSA, and we're waiting to hear back from them for the final concept plan.
Good.
That we can look that over.
Good. Great. To get you up to speed, Duke Park, you've been out there quite a bit. We
Yes.
purchased 117 acres just north of Duke Park.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good. You're up to speed now. Any questions of Mr. Drake? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Drake. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. And Mr. Seiler,
Good morning.
good morning to you. How are you?
Good, you?
Good. How's everything at the rec department?
It's going well.
Good. Do you have anything to add to your report?
Just that I would like to revisit the beverage marketing agreement that we have with Pepsi. Last month at the December meeting, the Recreation Board moved to continue to extend that agreement that we have with them for the remaining 2 years that we have or potentially can have with Pepsi. They've been a good partner of ours, and as we continue to renew those or extend that contract, we continue to get a $5,000 annual payment from them that benefits the city, obviously. We would likely not get that if we were to go out and advertise for from Coke, Pepsi, whoever may submit an offer.
What makes you
so to
say
speak.
that, Ken?
The feedback that I've received from Pepsi is that is not necessarily the approach that they're taking any longer, and so they kind of recommended that that's probably a good idea to continue to extend the agreement that we currently have to continue to get those annual payments. Their service has improved considerably over the last year and a half. And then the other benefit is that they've really been a good partner. We've been working with them and talking to them about the potential need for additional equipment as we move forward with looking at what our future concessions operations could be at the arena with additional concessions stands and all of the equipment that they would be able and willing to provide to outfit those operations with fountain machines, beverage coolers, and those kind of things. So those are all items that would be provided to us free of charge that we would otherwise have to purchase. So they've been a good partner, and they continue to be a good partner, and I really don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to continue to extend the beverage agreement with them at this time. And as I said, the Recreation Board did approve that at their last month's meeting, and of course, this agreement is approved by both boards.
Okay. So before us today is the renewal of the same contract. There weren't any other changes in the contract?
It's the extension of the existing contract or agreement.
Okay. So before us today is the extension of the existing contract upon the recommendation of the Recreation Director and the approval of the Recreation Board. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Seiler on this issue? Mrs. Knight, does this need to go before the Law Director at all?
I cannot say we can look at it, and it does have to look at that.
Okay. And, all right. Okay. The prior agreement had not been approved by council. I don't see that it needs to be approved by council. All right. Okay. Any further discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve the extension of the current agreement with Pepsi.
So moved.
There's a motion. Second. There's a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Mr. Seiler, please report to Pepsi that we're on board
Okay.
and haven't sharpened their pencil in 2 years.
We will.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything else you have to add to your report?
That's all I have today.
Any questions of Mr. Seiler? Next, we have Mr. Green. Mr. Green, how's the golf course doing?
Pretty good. A little cold out there right now, but
I bet there's nobody playing out there since the course is closed until March, right?
correct.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add to your report?
Nothing other than we're just getting back from vacation, everybody is, except for myself, and getting ready to start on all the equipment that we can do in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we built a bridge between holes 16 and 17, which is an area of the lowest part of the course that always floods all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a really good chance to see how it worked this time, because it did flood it again.
Yeah.
And it looked like it's going to work out very good, excuse me, except when it really floods, really bad. But a lot of times it floods just enough that we can't use the hole because it goes all the way across the fairway.
Mm.
So this is why we built it, so we won't have to shut that down unless it's an extremely heavy, a lot of rain. Just 3 or 4 inches of rain would be enough to do it. This time, it probably wouldn't have worked because it flooded so much it went almost all the way up to the green, so we still couldn't use it. But the bridge stayed intact. We are going to do the finished part of it when we get to the springtime after it settles and stuff. They will put a 4-1 base on top of it to firm it up, and we still have to decide, we'll probably sod the sides of it and maybe put some big stone there to keep it from deteriorating. But we think it's going to work out real good, because that's been a kind of a real sore spot for us over the years. When it flooded very much at all, we would have to put a temporary green out there and not be able to use that green on 16. Mm-hmm. And plus we couldn't use the back tee on 17. So everybody had to either go down there and play a short hole and then walk over to the ladies' tee to tee off on 17. Or if we could use it, they had to go way around to the left, almost into 15 fairway, to get around the wet area to get to it. So this really will prevent, unless we have an extreme amount of rain and the conditions that would make it really flood more than it normally would, we should really not have to shut that hole down too often.
What material is the bridge made out of?
We made it of dirt, and we put a culvert in there, so it didn't cost much at all.
Okay.
And we already had the dirt,
Okay.
which we had gotten last year.
Was this all done in-house then?
Yes, it was all done in-house.
Okay. Yeah.
The culvert was only going to cost a little bit, and it was a 16-inch culvert, and that was around $800 to $900. But
Yeah.
other than that, The rest was just the labor and time to do it. And, you know, it was a good time to do it in the fall since we, you know, had good weather. Got it finished, now we just have to wait and see how it comes to the winter.
Good,
But it looks like it's going to work out real good.
good. Anything else to add?
No, it should be.
Any questions of Mr. Green? Ken, I would like to have you get with Levi and let him know the schedule of the board meetings out at the Shores and make sure he's introduced to all the other board members and he has their contact information.
Yeah, we won't have any until spring, so it'll be in March.
Okay.
I'll get a hold of it.
Speaking of which, I'd like to have your contact information too, telephone number, address, social security number, financial statement, name of your parents, things like that. I don't have any planning commission report. We have a request from the, for Proudy Plaza concerts. I think, was that disseminated? Everybody has a copy of that? This is something that happens every year that makes this town great, is having concerts on our Proudy Plaza. And of course, that's a park, so the park board has asked for permission to do that. I've looked at these and I really don't have any problems with any of these. Does anyone have any problems with that list of concerts going on? And if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Mrs. Knight, if you'll report back to those persons that are interested that the park board has approved these. There's a list for you, if you would. Okay. Anything else to come before the commission? Mr. Titterington, do you have anything?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a couple of brief things just to follow up on the Proudy Plaza concerts. Just to note, Air Force Band of Flight and the Symphony has not been scheduled yet, so no doubt that'll come to you separately for your approval. You should also note on this list that something new that's being tried is the monthly movies on the square. The logistics and details are still being worked out. If we do need some changes to your approval, we will come to you, but hopefully they will just be details that will be administrative only. Also, Council at its December 7th meeting did pass the 2016 budget, so we are generating our project list and starting to see some of the budget work, the POs and such that are starting to come in. You have a couple of pieces of equipment and at least one fairly major restroom project that we are still working out. So we have a pretty aggressive program this year, particularly in the capital program overall, and so we'll be scheduling and prioritizing those as we go along. Finally, just welcome Mr. Fox and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Titterington while he's at the podium? Thank you, Mr. Titterington. Mrs. Knight, do you have anything you want to add?
No, sir.
Mr. Cagley, I see you're here. Do you have anything you want to report? Okay. Anything else to come before the commission? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned.